Alan Dumont envisioned the entirely new direction of development that was required to bring about the television age.
Come with me, and I'll show you what every one of you can do single-handed. Here, you can tune in this wonderful new Westinghouse television set with just one hand like this, because it has the sensational new Westinghouse single-dial control.
For almost an entire century, the television went from being a novelty found in only a few living rooms across America to our main source of keeping in touch with current news reports, sporting events, and simple entertainment as a whole. From the establishment of the first major television network, CBS, in 1937, more and more networks would emerge and help bring about this television revolution, one of which launched on October 1st, 1992, and was called Cartoon Network. Many original programs would help cement this channel as one of the powerhouses of children's programming, one of which would help the network rank highest amongst the other cable networks in primetime ratings. This is its story. Craig Douglas McCracken was born on March 31st, 1971 in the small town of Charleroi, Pennsylvania. By the age of 7, his family decided to move to Whittier, California after McCracken's father died. McCracken got very involved in drawing from a young age, and once he graduated California High School, he was accepted into the California Institute of the Arts, where he could own and master his animation skills. While attending the institute, he befriended a fellow classmate who he would end up occasionally collaborating with throughout his entire cartooning career. This classmate was none other than Genndy Tartakovsky, creator of shows such as Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. During his first year, he created a series of cartoons featuring a character named No Neck Joe. These shorts were relatively simple in concept, usually consisting of the title character, Joe, being harassed in some way over the fact that he has no neck. Interestingly enough, the music for each of these shorts was composed by Eric Stefani, and if that last name rings a bell, his sister is Gwen Stefani, the lead singer of the popular band No Doubt, which Eric would eventually become the founder of. While these shorts definitely helped distinguish McCracken from the rest of his classmates, it wasn't until 1992 when Craig's real breakthrough was realized in the form of a short called Whoop-Ass Stew. The short begins with a professor concocting a recipe for the perfect little girl, however accidentally adds a can of whoop-ass, thus creating the Whoop-Ass Girls. These girls then proceed to fight off against the Amoeba Boys. However, after getting stuck to their sticky bodies, they decide to fly up to the sun and roast those poor bastards alive. 3 other Whoop-Ass Stew cartoons were created but never went past the storyboard phase. While Craig McCracken may not have realized it yet at that point, he had just created the pilot to what will become one of Cartoon Network's most coveted franchises in its history.
They're stupid. Real stupid. Too stupid.
Who?
What?
Huh?
Where?
2 stupid dogs. Yes.
In 1993, Craig McCracken and Genndy Tartakovsky were assigned as art directors for the series 2 Stupid Dogs. While working there, the studio president of Hanna-Barbera, Fred Seibert, began a new project, an animation compilation series consisting of 48 new cartoons running approximately 7 minutes each. The series would later be known as What a Cartoon. This motivated McCracken to further develop his initial Whoop-Ass Girls shorts, eventually retitling them to the Powerpuff Girls due to the inappropriate nature of the original name for the younger demographic. The new pilot, Meet Fuzzy Lumpkins, premiered on February 20th, 1995 on Cartoon Network's world premiere Tune-In. In it, the girls are invited to be the judges of a jam tasting contest, where Fuzzy Lumpkins entered his all-meat jam. Confident that he'd win, the girls chose a different jam as the winner, which angers Fuzzy to the point of rampaging into town, turning everyone and everything into, well, meat. The Powerpuff Girls are then sent out to stop Fuzzy's rampage. However, Bubbles gets caught in the beam from Fuzzy's weapon, turning one of her pigtails into a chicken leg. This drives her into a blind fury, resulting in her beating the living crap out of Fuzzy and using the weapon against him, turning him into a burger. The short proved to be a success and resulted in a second short released on January 28th of the following year, titled Crime 101. As great as these shorts were, turns out the Powerpuff Girls were not the first cartoon from the What a Cartoon series to be greenlit for a full series. That honor goes to his buddy Tartakovsky's Dexter's Laboratory. However, once it did get greenlit, the show premiered on November 18th, 1998. In October 2000, Cartoon Network credited the series for its Friday night primetime ratings win among the other cable networks. Concerning the show's success, Craig McCracken has stated, "I thought it would get on Cartoon Network and college kids would watch it and there would be a few random t-shirts out there in the rave scene or in record shops, but I had no idea that it would take off to this extent." Throughout its run, the show received much praise from its audience and critics, with one reviewer describing the show as a cute, highly stylized series that thrills the senses with its strange characters, funny situations, and lots of lowbrow humor.
The dog's trapped! Poor puppy. He must be one hot dog.
In its 78-episode run, the series won 2 Primetime Emmys, 2 Annie Awards, and has been nominated a total of 16 times for various other records. TV Guide even went on to select the trio as number 13 on its list of 50 greatest cartoon characters of all time. The popularity of these 3 little girls became so immense that it led to their own anime being produced in 2005, and they also ended up being painted on the exterior of a Boeing 737 to promote their feature film in 2002, the Powerpuff Girls movie. Co-written and directed by Craig McCracken himself, it performed modestly in the box office, grossing a total of $16.4 million, just slightly above its budget of $11 million. The main consensus stated that even though it was a lot of fun and played a lot like an extended episode, its violence sometimes felt too extreme for its family-oriented nature. It also didn't help that the movie came out little less than 10 months after the September 11th attacks. By the end of the 4th season in 2002, McCracken left the show to focus on his new animated series, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, leaving Chris Savino to take his place. The show ended up lasting only 3 more years on the air, with the last episode airing on March 25th, 2005. Cartoon Network offered McCracken and Savino an opportunity for a 7th season. However, they both believed that the series had run its course. In 2008, Craig McCracken revealed on his DeviantArt account, as had been announced at that year's Comic-Con, that he was working with Cartoon Network on a new half-hour Powerpuff Girls special to celebrate their 10th anniversary, which aired in the United States on January 19th, 2009. This special led to a revival of interest in the series, and in March 2012, the series returned to Cartoon Network in reruns on the revived block Cartoon Planet. On January 28, 2013, a new CGI special titled Powerpuff Girls Dance Pantsed was announced to premiere that year, though it was later delayed to January 20th, 2014. There was a considerable amount of hype for this TV special, with former Beatle Ringo Starr coming through with a new original song, I Wish I Was a Powerpuff Girl.
Wish I was a Powerpuff Girl, living in a Powerpuff world.
However, this special would be the first time series creator McCracken would have no input. Even though the special was met with generally positive reviews, the fan base was outraged by the new design of the Powerpuff Girls and its secondary characters, with the consensus being that the change is too radical and strays far away from the original formula that made the Powerpuff Girls show so special. Later that year, in June of 2014, Cartoon Network announced that they were in the process of rebooting the Powerpuff Girls series into a new show, which was to be produced by Cartoon Network Studios. The new show would feature a brand new cast of actresses to play the dynamic trio, however, kept a few original voice actors like Tom Kenny as the mayor and the narrator, and Tom Kane as Professor Utonium, which sparked outrage amongst fans of the original 1998 program. Once again, Craig McCracken was not brought back to work on the series, having rejected the offer by Cartoon Network due to his contract with Disney at the time. After the network revealed multiple promotional images from the new series in June 2015, writers from news sites described the visual look as similar to the original series, unlike the 2014 CGI special. The series premiered on April 4th, 2016, to average reviews from critics and overwhelmingly negative reception to many fans of the original series. While some critics found this new rendition of the classic animated program as a triumph that recaptures much of what made the last show so important for kids to see, while still thoroughly scratching a nostalgia itch for those looking to go back, others found that the reboot lacked the impeccable comedic timing and wit of the original. Others also criticized the voice acting as mediocre at best, and the writing as subpar, with internet slang and dead memes being centerpieces of comedic relief. For instance...
Someone to sing so bad, you do it! No me gusta!
What? What the fuck?
Even the original voice actors have voiced their displeased attitudes towards the reboot. Tara Strong, the original voice of Bubbles, calling the recast of the main characters as a stab in the heart on Twitter. In an interview with the comic book cast in May of 2015, Kenny suggested that McCracken did give his blessing to the show. But in May of 2016, McCracken denied doing so in Twitter posts, commenting that he had never given the new reboot his full blessing. Along with all of this, the show is no stranger to controversy as well. The Season 1 episode Horn Sweet Horn received scrutiny from the media after the episode's handling of transgender themes prompted criticism from LGBTQ viewers, due to the fact that one character in the episode transforms into a monster. In another episode titled Painbow, Blossom and Bubbles are seen twerking, which was met with backlash due to the sexualization of underage characters. It's a shame that a series that was once so adored by many has fallen from its pedestal and is now simply a shell of its former glory. In the end, there's a reason why this show would consistently rank highest among all other Cartoon Network programming at the time, because simply put, there was nothing else like this on TV. With this show, we didn't just get one female protagonist, but three. It also stood out from the campy superhero programming of the past, such as Super Friends or the original Adam West Batman show. These weren't full-grown adult superheroes who have gone through the growing process and become the mature superheroes of the shows just mentioned. The Powerpuff Girls were little naive girls who made mistakes and learned from every experience. With each episode, they all grew a little, and this interesting irony of imperfect, perfect little girls is what helps make the show so intellectually stimulating for both children and adults. While Craig McCracken went on to create more memorable shows such as Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, this show has always stood as one of Cartoon Network's most successful franchises and helped establish the network as a place for not only classic Hanna-Barbera programming, but also as a place that offers original, unique content that'll forever live in the hearts and minds of those who lived this fantastic era of television. And now you know what went on behind the screen. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to keep up to date with future episodes. It really helps a lot. Thanks again for watching, and as always, stay informed, my friends.